hit a block, yo, this block. Where you at? Pin it. My new map location be the block on the app.
Any money in company, nah, baby. I don't need no the company. You can't hang, baby. We don't want you around here. Ice on my neck in this fro. Santa's reindeer. You got bad. It's the same here. You bad company, little bro. You can't hang here. Getting money, so the keep on coming. Phone ringing, so you know the.
Frontin' when I upped it, I'ma squeeze.
I'm above average.
I live with birds come in. Sounds like I seats in there. Hey, I'm on your turf again. This, that, you from the back of the. I got a girl, Brad. She go to battle. LED logo the tag. I go in back of the. They all from that. My diamonds, they all look at. This, that. I go to bed on bed. I got the beam in the flats. I got the in the back. Haters, they talk the chat. They step on the rock, the man. I'm a K-back. 400K. I found out where you lay at. I got the lurking and they hate cats. Pockets, they fat. I got the from the block and they screaming, they know what banks at. I got the. $10 o'clock, got a flight out, yeah, I'm going back out to Japan. I got 2 Billy truck and a bitch door with a land. Bruce Wayne, I'm Batman. Batman, I'm best man. I got my best man. I got my. I go to hotels when I step out, yeah, your boy got a doorman. I go to nightclubs with a. Yeah, they call me the madman. I ain't no madman. I just go crazy, man. Ball hard, can't face, man. Choppers, rip wasteland. This what happen when you give it a taste life and you give it a wasteland. This what happen when you give it a fake life and then the ape in. I live with birds come in. Sounds like I seats in there. Hey, I'm on your turf again. This, that, you from the back of the. I got a girl, Brad. She go to battle. I live with birds come in. Sounds like I seats in there. Hey, I'm on your turf again. This, that, you from the back of the. I got a girl, Brad. She go to battle.
Hear me now. Can you hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me now? I'm watching television, telling me avoid the system. Hoping I ain't lose religion, texting prayer hands, hope the message sending on. Know I've been blessed, I've been seeing prophets, musty yellow shirts, louder than the broccoli, dancing in my chucks, feeling out of body, safe to say the man got me on. Can you hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me now? city, cause when I start spitting too much drive, need some power steering, cruising to a better vision, y'all. Can you hear me? Hear me now? Can you hear me? Hear me now? Can you hear me?
All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. 3 quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. Now the offensive penalty has us back where we started as they come up on a 1st and 10. A give to Elliott. A spin. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On 2nd down, Elliott. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader, and quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting, but I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally. I mean, he's leading the league in rushing, and let's face it, partner, the running back renaissance in the NFL, it's real, and it's really helping teams along the way. He's a prime example. Got to give him strong consideration for MVP talk.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A 1st down carry by Elliott. Stop shy of the 45. Showed off a nice little move on the play, though. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. And now with the play clock winding down, Jason Garrett opts to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. The give is to Elliott. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Here's Elliott. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
They'll run with Elliott, and he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Nigel Bradham brings him down.
Well, something to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half. When you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On third down, it's Prescott. Got his target, Samuel. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 15 yards through the air and a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And they'll get this down to the 10. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
A first opportunity in the red zone for the Cowboys. They've got a first and goal from the 10-yard line. Now Elliott. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Here's second and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, second and goal. They get it to him running left. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Cowboys take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Wentz to throw on 2nd down. They dump off underneath to Ajayi. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It's a gain of 5. And they're going to face a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Great. Run.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And he connects with Ertz. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
Come on now. Let's go.
Here's Ajayi. And a good stiff arm there before he's brought down on a nice little game. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They run with Ajayi, and he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
On the ball.
This is Ajayi. And a short gain down to about the 33. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Shorty.
Now they'll throw it. Wentz being chased out left. It's brought in left side by Tate. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They set up the screen to Ajayi. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Going with their tight end on 4th. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. So their first drive of the game already trailing, having given up points. A little surprised that they went for it, right?
Maybe the big guy, the head coach, senses this is going to be a shootout type of a game. That they've got to match them point for point as opposed to, hey, we'll get them later. Maybe he just has that sense, and that's why he decided to go for it there.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start the drive with Elliott. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Elliott. He finds an opening past the 40. That good for 22 and a first down.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. That's their second, so they'll have one remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. Now Elliott. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. A gain of 3, second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. This is Elliott. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. Looking to throw. Prescott. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. So it's not an NFL record, but it's not far off. That'll go in the books as a 61-yard field goal.
And wasn't it weird to see a guy line up for a field goal on the other side of midfield? The ball got halfway there, and you thought, no way is that going to make it. But it just kept carrying and carrying. And he winds up sneaking it right over the bar.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. To throw is Wentz. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. Throwing now is Wentz. Hurts over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An Eagle first down, Wentz to Ertz. First down now, but that clock rolling. On first down, Wentz. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Wentz will try again on 2nd down. Trying to lay one up deep. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes this down deep on the Cowboys side of the field. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. The Eagles into the red zone for the first time. This is 1st and goal from about the 8. Now it's Ajayi. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. The Eagles hustling to the line, clock rolling. Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. And that is incomplete, 7 seconds remaining. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Wentz now to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Elliott puts this one through. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Black. 82.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of...
Looking for Tate, and it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Rodney McLeod. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
Well, this is simply a great read by a defensive back. It's 3rd and 10, so he sits right on where the yard-to-gain marker is, knows it's going to be a route around that distance, makes his read, breaks on the football, and makes a terrific play.
And they'll run it here. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Lefty. Go. Lady.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Big Eddie Goldman there on the tackle.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Hang in there now. Hang in there now. What's this?
Now Wentz. It's brought in by Jeffrey. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The first catch for Jeffrey. Good enough for a first down. They've really been able to contain Alshon Jeffrey. That catch a rare exception in this game.
And that's a feather in their cap because he's such a tone setter for his team on offense that they try and get him the ball early. And, of course, what comes after that is often. And for them to limit him and him not catch a ball until the second half, it's a big reason why his team is behind on the scoreboard.
Come on now. Let's go. Sunday.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. And the agility got him a few extra before he's taken down right at the 10. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. Now Wentz. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. And the kick by Elliott is good. And that'll bring him back within 4. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And he spins past him and into space. Philip Dorsett by himself. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
They'll begin the drive with Ajayi. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Tyrone Crawford in on the tackle.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Working from the gun, Wentz. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
81.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Let's go. Let's finish now.
They go to Elliott again. Solid move, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
That's it, baby.
And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Cowboys with the football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the 4th. The Cowboys on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
26.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Wentz now on 1st down. He's going to let one fly for Tate. They've got his man complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. It's a big play there for the Eagles. 52 yards. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Come on now, Owen. Come on now. Let's go. Shorty, shorty, shorty. Hey, go down. What's your son?
Throwing is Wentz. Trying for the tight end, Ertz, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
They start on the ground with Elliott. Nice move on the play, but he will be brought down shy of the 15. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. Again, it's Elliott. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Here we go. 480.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
And now with the play clock winding down, Jason Garrett opts to take a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And on the ground they go with a running back. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. 3rd and 10. Expect a timeout right away if they can't stop them here.
20
On third down, Elliott. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field. Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up second and 10. Wentz again here on second and 10. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third. Tried to go for the big one there on second down. Now they're likely down to their final two plays. And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
There we go. Back. Waiting. Right there. 54. 54 Mike. All day. Here, sit. Banjo. Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. I don't think you got it, son.
Now Wentz. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Tyrone Crawford in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Now Wentz, got to have this one. He's going to let it fly. That's caught at the 25. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down right about the 20. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle. The Eagles hustling to the line, clock rolling.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. So now here comes the field goal team for the third time today. This to get it back to a one-score game. And Elliott puts this one through. And that'll make this an 8-point game. So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
woke up and I'm feeling like a boss right now. I woke up and I'm feeling like a boss right now. I'm gonna hold it down, I swear. I roll up and I'm smelling like a right now. I do this for my rounds, yeah. Feel like in the real life, dripping on sauce in a good life. You shine, I shine, and ain't nobody gonna take mine. I just wanna be a boss. I will never ever fall. Chillin' like a boss with my feet up. Got a bag for him with a visa. Pulling up the know the leader. Getting that while I'm on the. She's a keeper. No play burritos. Get to the pesos with amigos. I cannot with no zeros. Don't you run out? No, I can't show you no love, baby. Yeah, I am a boss in the cut. Mayday. Bubbles and these models. It's popping, I tip her. I skip her, I give her the. Girl, you on my line right now. Yeah, I can see the signs right now. Feeling like a boss right now. Feeling like a boss right now. And you just took a loss right now. Dripping in the sauce right now. Get a sprinkle up my style. I'm about to lock down. Feel like in the real life, dripping on sauce in a good life. You shine, I shine, and ain't nobody gonna take mine. I just wanna be a boss. I will never ever fall. I feel like a boss right now. Talk down the man right now. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Feel like the man right now. Your girl on my line right now. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Shorty oughta been my me. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. She love me in the gray sweatpants. You know that I left, yeah. Feeling like a boss, I done made it. Get so like a spaceship. I swear my life is amazing. Blowing money, no hesitation. Up, downs, no basic. I know these be hating, but that's what made me. Feel like in the real life, dripping on sauce in a good life. You shine, I shine, and ain't nobody gonna take mine. I just wanna be a boss. I will never ever fall. I woke up and I'm feeling like a boss right now. I'm gonna hold it down, I swear. I roll up and I'm smelling like a right now. I do this for my rounds, yeah.
Hop out, valet, walk out. All these bands I lost count, cause I'm too up right now. Too up right now. I'm two on one day on my third. I was too broke, now I'm too rich. Made 100K on my third shift. I'm a boy, so boy, no, I'm a gangster. And you a boy. Man, we been getting money for a long time. We was out here hungry for a long time. I don't never really have no punchlines. And all you rappers looking like a lunchline. Not to need a Uber right now. Right now, need crew up right now. Cause we too up right now. Ooh.